So this is going to be a video on a cheesy hash brown casserole for breakfast. I decided to do this video just because a lot of people ask me, like my friends and stuff, as far as meal planning, like what do I do for Gabriel? And this is a really hearty like breakfast meal for him. Um, I wouldn't recommend it necessarily for someone who's trying to lose weight or anything like that because it's not the healthiest, but it's a very hearty meal. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's go ahead and get started. So to start off, I have already browned some turkey sausage. It's a mild kind of turkey sausage, and what I'm gonna do after I've poured the browned sausage into the casserole dish is you're gonna need a red pepper and some red onions. You don't necessarily have to use red onions. You can use white onions too, or any type. This little mixture is going to be like the egg mixture. It's egg with 1/3 cup of milk and a little bit of pepper to give it some flavor. Also, in the brown sausage meat, I put some seasoning in there. Also, I added like some red pepper because Gabriel likes his food a little bit spicy. So I added red pepper, regular pepper, and like a Miss Dash seasoning into it. So that's got like a little bit of rosemary and other things like that. So now after I've browned my meat, I'm going to go ahead and pour the sausage into the casserole dish. Or if you have like a big pan to use, or I'm sorry, not a pan, a bowl to use, you can pour it in there also. Whichever way, it doesn't really matter, honestly, it's no specific way to do it. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of oil into my pan, and that's where I'm going to add the red pepper and the red onions. There's probably going to be a little bit of oil left over from your sausage and you can use that also. I'm sorry for the way my pan looks. It's not necessarily the best pan because I'm not a chef, but it's what I have to work with. So I add the red pepper and red onion in, and I'm gonna have that like sauteed you're gonna probably saute it for about 5 minutes or until you notice like the onions, like where they're becoming more transparent. Excuse me. So I'm just gonna kind of like mix that around and just get it all mixed up well so then there's a good amount of flavor into the onions and the red pepper. And while you're sauteing like your red pepper and your red onions, you're also going to go ahead and preheat your oven to 375. And as you can see, I always make sure that I have nothing in my oven because I do keep my cast iron pans in the oven just because usually when you use them you always put oil on them afterwards and then re-season them basically. And so after you've put your oven on 375, you're just going to continue to just keep an eye on your sauteed red pepper and onions. So now, as you can see, they're pretty much fully sauteed. And the next thing that you're going to want to add into this mixture is going to be some garlic. I'm using the bottle of garlic, and you're gonna need 3 tablespoons of garlic, basically. Normally, I would use my garlic mincer, but because I just wanted this video to be kind of quick, I didn't want to like go through all of that um, to do. But normally, that's what I would do is use. I have a little hand mincer, and I would do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add. And I'm sorry, I think I said tablespoons, and I meant to say teaspoons. Um, 3 teaspoons of garlic. Basically, it's supposed to be 3 cloves of garlic that you're adding into the mixture of the red pepper and the onions. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that all together so that the onions and the red pepper kind of get like the garlic mixed in with them and the flavor, and you're going to cook that probably about an extra 2 minutes so that the garlic gets very saturated, I guess you can say, into the red pepper and the onions. So you're just going to kind of keep stirring that around. And I am using a wooden spatula. I usually like to use the wooden spatulas or using the silicone spatulas just because it's kind of like um, one, easier on your pan, and two, like easier on the food than using like a plastic one. I prefer not to use plastic spatulas. So right now I'm basically just letting this mixture just sit and kind of saturate in with each other. I don't even know if I'm using the right word, but you guys know what I mean. Also, I have my heat on like medium, so I think mine goes all the way up to like 9, which this is an electric stove, so I probably have it on about 4 because you don't want it to like to stick or to burn or like anything like that. And garlic, for some reason, a lot of times when I cook garlic, it seems to burn a lot easier than like if I'm cooking onions and stuff. So now I think everything is mixed together well. The garlic is mixed together, they're all cooked. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and add the garlic mixture and the onions and the red pepper in with the meat, which is your sausage. And in the beginning, I forgot to tell you, you can use any type of sausage you want. I'm using turkey just because it's a little bit healthier. Um, and we don't eat pork, so yes. And doesn't that red peppers and onions look so good? It's so colorful. I don't know if it was my camera or just the way it looked when I cooked it. For some reason, it just looks so good. So now that I've added that in with my meat, I'm gonna go ahead and stir that all around, get it all mixed up so that the meat is evenly distributed and the red peppers and the onions is evenly distributed throughout. And so then that will become the next mixture. So if you're using a bowl before you put it into your casserole dish, that's what you would do also, is add all of this in. Um, I just don't have like a huge bowl that I had for the thing. I really need to get one just because I'm always like cooking different things. Um, but now that you've got that like all mixed together, sorry. The next thing you're gonna do is you're going to add your hash browns, or I should say diced potatoes. Um, and actually, I forgot that I added cheese next instead of the hash browns. So, um, you're gonna, after you add in the red pepper and the onions and everything, you're gonna add in the cheese. You don't have to do that step next. You can do the hash browns next. But I added in cheese. I used sharp cheddar cheese for this casserole dish. Sometimes I use Colby, and it just depends on what breakfast casserole I'm making. But for this breakfast casserole, I decided to use sharp cheddar cheese. And it's so crazy because when I was making this and I mixed the cheese in and everything, I was thinking to myself, well, I said out loud, like, oh, it kind of looks like a Mexican type of dish, like a taco dish, but it's breakfast, it's not tacos. So, so then, like I said, the next step would be your diced potatoes. I like this brand, Simply Potatoes. It's really, really good. And I like this because it's already kind of, the potatoes are seasoned and it has like some red pepper also in it. You can always, cut up your own diced potatoes and put them in. You would probably want to boil them a little bit first before you would put them in here. But, or you can also buy I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's the old Ida, where basically where you get the French fries from. They also have diced hash browns that you can use also. But I really like the Simply Potatoes brand. Um, I use their shredded hash browns and everything. So as you can see, I was adding in the potatoes, and now you're gonna mix that all together. And by this time, your cheese probably has melted a little bit with the red pepper and the onions and the meat. So basically, you kind of just mix that all together, and then after you've mixed that all together and distribute the potatoes evenly, that's when I pour my egg mixture on top. After I've poured the egg mixture on top, I go ahead and mix that all together. And I like, normally a lot of people I've seen that have made breakfast casseroles, or my mom, which actually kind of taught me how to make this breakfast casserole, um, they kind of just leave it with the eggs like on top and then put it in the oven. But I personally like to mix it, just mix it all together, so then the eggs is getting distributed evenly. Um, because I just don't like the eggs just sitting on top. And another thing that I did not do in this video, but I have done and added to this casserole, is a sauce. Like you can do like a red pepper sauce basically, or like add a little bit of sriracha. I do that at the end after I've cooked it, but you can add it in as you put it in the oven also. So the next thing you're gonna do after you've added in your eggs is you're gonna add some more cheese, which is the favorite part. I love cheese, even though I should not be eating it, but you're gonna add some more cheese to the top, and you're gonna just sprinkle it all over. You wanna make sure that's distributed evenly also. Alright, so now that you have put your cheese on and everything, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is grab some foil and make sure that your oven is set on 375. You're gonna grab some foil and put some foil on top of your casserole dish. And then you're gonna go ahead and put that in the oven. You're gonna bake that in the oven for about 20 minutes with the foil on. And then I take the foil off and bake it a little bit longer. As you can see, this is the finishing product of what it looks like. It looks so good. If only I did eat this, but my husband does. All right, guys, here he is trying the food.
Great and hot. Good job, Emma.
You like it?
Delicious.
Alrighty. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video on my recipe for cheesy hash brown casserole. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to the Keys Family Life and check out our other videos. Have a great day. Bye.